Have you ever had that feeling, that sort of quiet question in the back of your mind about what really makes a life, well, fulfilling?
Hmm.
Is it really about the goals we hit or the stuff we gather? Or is it something, I don't know, deeper, woven into who we are? It's a question people have asked forever, really. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something quite fascinating. It's a philosophical text called The Five Circles of a Harmonious Life.
Sounds intriguing.
It really is. It offers this unique, honestly, quite relevant framework for looking at our lives and finding that sense of balance that I think a lot of us are searching for. So the plan for this deep dive is this. First, I'm going to actually narrate the key ideas straight from the source, just let the concepts sink in as they were written.
Okay.
Then you and I will dig into it. We'll unpack the meaning, connect some dots, and see what it means for, everyday life.
Yeah, and it's so important, isn't it? Because in today's world, we're drowning in information, endless distractions, and finding real clarity can feel almost impossible sometimes.
Mm.
So a framework like this ancient wisdom, it can be like a compass.
A compass, I like that.
It really shows how people have always been searching for meaning. And these insights, well, they feel incredibly useful for dealing with that modern sense of overwhelm, of finding purpose.
Absolutely. So our mission here is to pull out the core wisdom from this text. Think of it as your shortcut to understanding a really profound way of looking at life.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's start with the text itself. Here's how the five circles of a harmonious life begins. Life, in its vast and mysterious expanse, may be seen as five great circles, each one enclosing the other, each one shaping the journey of the soul. Then it breaks down each circle, starting from the very center, the inner core. The first circle is the circle of consciousness, the silent voice within, the keeper of truth, the witness to every thought and deed. It is the part of you that will not be silenced, that turns away from what violates your deepest values, for the wound of conscience cuts far deeper than any wound of flesh. Then, moving outward, it brings us to our physical selves. The second circle is the circle of the body, the vessel that carries you through the world. Strong or frail, it is your anchor to the physical realm. To care for it is to honor the life that flows through you. Next, it expands to our closest connections. The third circle is the circle of the heart, the warm fire of family and true friends, those rare souls with whom your spirit is bound. To cherish them is to keep the hearth of life alight. Beyond the inner circle of the heart, it looks at our wider social world. The fourth circle is the circle of the mind, the web of human connection beyond the heart's closest ties. Neighbors, colleagues, acquaintances, all threads in the tapestry of your days. Treat them with respect, for kindness ripples further than the eye can see. And finally, the largest circle, embracing everything. The fifth circle is the circle of life, the vast, unending sphere that holds all living beings, the rivers, the forests, the animals, and the human family. Here you are but one note in the great symphony. To live in harmony with it is to honor existence itself. And the text wraps up this section with a really profound thought on harmony. Life's path winds from birth to death, through seasons of joy and trial. The end is certain, but the measure of a life is not in its length, but in the balance kept among these circles. Perhaps this is what the sages meant by nirvana or moksha, a state where the circles rest in harmony, and the soul can depart with the quiet dignity of one who has lived well. Okay, wow, let's unpack this a bit. What an incredible way to frame things.
It really is.
The text says they're not separate, but each one enclosing the other, each one shaping the journey. That idea of them being interwoven, what's so striking about that?
Well, right away it tells you that harmony isn't about, say, just focusing on your career or only your health.
Right. You can't max out one circle and call it balance.
Exactly. It's about the interplay, the dynamic relationship between them, like an ecosystem maybe,
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
where everything affects everything else. If
Yeah.
one part is out of whack, the whole system feels it. That interconnectedness is, I think, the absolute core of this philosophy.
That makes perfect sense. And it starts right at the center, with consciousness, that silent voice within, the keeper of truth. That's quite poetic, isn't it?
It is.
But what does it really mean to listen to that, especially when there's so much noise pulling us outward all the time?
Yeah, that's the real challenge, isn't it? How often do we actually pause and, listen to that inner voice and that line, the wound of conscience cuts far deeper than any wound of flesh. Wow.
That hit me too.
It's saying physical pain heals, but that inner dissonance, when you go against your own core values, that lingers. It's a deeper kind of hurt.
So it's about alignment, really.
Completely. In a
Yeah.
world chasing external validation, likes on social media, keeping up with the Joneses, this circle pulls you back inside. So your real compass is internal. It's about trusting that inner voice. That's where genuine peace comes from, not from outside approval.
That's powerful. Okay, so from that inner truth, we move to the circle of the body, the vessel, the anchor. We talk a lot about health these days, but often it feels like optimizing a machine.
Right, biohacking, performance.
Yeah. How does thinking of it as a vessel change things? It feels different.
It absolutely does. It shifts the focus from just function or appearance to something, well, almost sacred.
Sacred, yeah.
That phrase, to care for it, is to honor the life that flows through you. It connects taking care of yourself directly to respecting your own existence. It's not just maintenance.
So self-care becomes less about discipline and more about gratitude.
Precisely. Gratitude for this physical means we have to experience the world, to house our consciousness, our heart. You tend it with reverence, not just, ticking off boxes at the gym.
That really reframes things. So if the body is the vessel, where does that emotional fuel come from? The text points to the circle of the heart.
The warm fire.
Yeah, family and true friends, these rare souls, I love that term, rare souls. In a world with so many connections, what makes these bonds so crucial and maybe harder to find or keep?
Well, connecting it back, these are the relationships that give us that deep emotional stability, that warmth the text talks about.
The anchors.
Exactly, the anchors. And keeping that hearth of life alight. It suggests these connections literally sustain our spirit. They're not just casual acquaintances. These are people we share a real resonance with. Trust, history, vulnerability. Things that take time. They take time and effort and authenticity. That's why they can feel scarce sometimes in our very fast-paced lives. But wow, are they essential for nourishing that inner fire? You can't really thrive without them.
So true. Okay, so from that deep intimacy, we move outward again to the circle of the mind. This is described as that wider web of human connection. Neighbors, colleagues.
The everyday interactions.
Right. Not the deep soul bonds, but still important. The text says, treat them with respect, for kindness ripples further than the eye can see.
Yeah, and this challenges us, I think, to see the impact of those seemingly small everyday moments.
Like letting someone merge in traffic or just being pleasant to the cashier.
Exactly. Or really listening to a colleague for a minute. It sounds minor, but the idea is that these small acts create ripples. They shape the overall feel, the tapestry of our daily lives and the community around us. It's about recognizing we're all part of this social fabric, and even small kindnesses strengthen it.
It makes you more mindful of those little interactions.
Definitely.
And then the final, biggest circle, life itself. All living beings, rivers, forests, animals, the whole human family. We're just one note in the great symphony. What does that viewpoint ask of us today? Especially thinking about, the planet.
Oh, that's a huge question right now, isn't it? It directly challenges our sort of human-centric view.
That we're the main event.
Right. Being just one note puts us within the ecosystem, not above it. It suggests interdependence. To live in harmony with it means recognizing that our well-being is tied to the well-being of the rivers, the forests, the animals.
It's a call for reverence.
A deep reverence, yeah. For all of creation, it asks us to think about our footprint, our collective responsibility. It's about nurturing the planet, not just taking from it. Moving from domination to participation in that great symphony.
Participation. That's a great word for it. Okay, so that brings us to the conclusion the text offers. The measure of a life is not in its length, but in the balance kept among these circles. And it links this balance to concepts like nirvana or moksha, ultimate peace, liberation. When it says the circles rest in harmony, what does that look like? It can't mean perfection.
No, definitely not perfection. I think that's key. The fascination here is that fulfillment isn't a static goal you achieve. It's about the ongoing dynamic dance between these circles.
The interplay.
Exactly, the interplay. Resting in harmony suggests a state of flow, of equilibrium, maybe integrated wellness is a good way to put it,
Yeah.
where you intuitively know how to navigate the needs of each circle. You understand how focusing here impacts things over there. You're constantly adjusting, seeking that dynamic balance.
And that leads to departing with the quiet dignity of one who has lived well.
Yes, because you've honored each essential part of your existence. You've lived intentionally across all these interconnected domains. There's a profound peace in that integrated wholeness.
It's a really beautiful and honestly practical way to think about living well. So just to recap the big takeaways from this deep dive, we've got these 5 interconnected circles. Consciousness, our inner truth.
The silent voice.
Right. Then the body, our physical vessel. The
Yeah.
heart, our closest, deepest connections. The mind, our wider social web. And finally, the circle of life, embracing everything.
All nested within each other.
Exactly. And the core message is that true measure, true fulfillment comes from cultivating that dynamic balance between them all. Not length of years, but depth of harmony.
Precisely. And what's great is that this ancient idea gives you a really clear, usable framework for your own life
Right?
right now.
How so?
Well, it helps you see where your energy is going. Like if you're feeling persistently uneasy, maybe you check in. Am I listening to my consciousness, my inner voice?
Or if you feel totally drained.
Maybe the body circle needs attention or the heart circle feels neglected. It's like a quick diagnostic tool. Where is the balance off? Where do I need to maybe gently shift my focus to find more harmony? It helps you see your life as a whole system.
That's incredibly useful. So, as you, the listener, reflect on your own life right now, thinking through these circles, if that quiet dignity really does come from finding balance across these 5 areas, maybe ask yourself, what's just one small shift, one tiny adjustment I could make, maybe even today, to bring one of my circles into just a little bit more harmony?